Alright, so from my personal experience, I often tell people to never trust the first impression. The first impression of the people you meet, whether you're trying to become friends, or whether you're going on a date, or whether you're considering a business partnership. That is because human mind is very deceiving. Once you understand the kind of persona you have to present in order to get somebody's attention or to be likable, we tend to do that because we have this internal tendency that we want other people's approval and attention, and we want them to think good about us. So naturally, we tend to present our best self in the first impression. The first time we see somebody, we try to appear smarter, we try to appear as if we have a lot of good friends or so on. Whatever works with that specific person. Okay? The thing is, if you really want to find out a person's true values and true morals, you have to wait for them to perform. Wait for them to act out their values and their morals. What I'm trying to say is that people's actions reveal more about their values and morals than what they say. So, what I'm telling you about my morals and my values are not really the best are not really the best indicators of what I actually believe in. I will say only the things that will make people think good about me, that will make people think that I'm a big guy, that I'm influential, and so on. Whatever persona that I want people to associate with me. But if you wait till I actually perform, if you wait till I actually act out my values and my belief systems with the way I treat people, with the way I act when I'm angry, with the way I respond to criticism, disagreements, and so on, my real values, my real traumas, the dark side of me, every human has a dark side, by the way, the dark side of me will be revealed. So you just need to spend enough time with that person and really challenge them with questions or with situation or circumstances. That's why job interviews are not only one interviews anymore. If you're applying for a big position, there is at least series of interviews, and they give you certain tasks to do, because what you say is not what you perform most of the times. So if you're considering somebody for some form of association, whether it is dating or whether it is business partnership or just to be friends, or if you want to trust somebody with your personal information, okay, there are many circumstances, but in normal circumstances I suggest that never trust the first impression. For the same reason, when you look at people on TV, okay, you're also looking at me through a screen, so you don't really know how I operate in my real life. But if you have seen that it is very easy for us to admire celebrities, to admire people we see through a screen, which means that there's a distance between him or her and me. It is very easy for me to admire somebody from a distance, but because I live with somebody, for example, my mother or father or my sister or brother or a good friend of mine, I would not show the same kind of admiration sometimes as I might show to a celebrity on the internet. And this is a very common human pattern that I see in people. That girls and guys tend to be attracted to women and men on TV screens, but when they actually get to know the person who is near them, they seem to lose admiration and so on. And it's a whole different topic on how do you avoid the scenario and how do you start to see people for who they are. But the thing that I want you to take home from this video is that do not trust first impressions. If you care about living in truth, not in delusion, if you care about diminishing the harm that you can get from a bad association, if you want to reduce the kind of hardships that you have to deal from people that you associate with or work with, you must take this advice to never trust people's first impressions. And we are all very cunning, we are all very clever, we try our best to show the best parts of ourselves until we get close to somebody and we open up to that person, or that person starts to open up with us. That's when the person reveals their true self. When they get to know us, when we get to know them, and we give them some space to open up, or they give us some space to open up or reveal our dark desires or dark nature, or our pride, our anger, how we act in anger, how we react to certain situations, and so on. The best indicator of a person's belief and values is truly how they perform, what they act out, not what they say. So wait until they perform, wait until they actually act out their values and their belief system and their self image before you choose them for a mission, and it could be any kind of mission. Mission is just the best word I could find. But beware of trusting the first impressions.